In a potion container, right? Spells? Not really.
Wow, an adventurer.
You can't cast spells in this city without a license, so that's something we have to also keep in mind. At least not openly on the streets. You always have to go inside of the guild to do it. I want to just rest now. Can't really do anything. I don't want to get involved in anything until I have at least rested.
I got some cheap beer for you.
We might as well try to unlock as many areas as possible. Yeah, currently we can only go to Windspear Hills to deliver the acorns. Huh? We don't have to do it now. Oh shit. Sunaseni, Eldarin, slaver, wizard. I think Sunaseni or Eldarin will have a definitely Sunaseni. She has a red, yeah, sort of a reddish pixel seen there. A red sword. It's a magical one. We want it. Pretty sure it protects from old person. Very, very good. I have a question, how are we gonna actually get it? Probably should try to dominate Sunaseni because she's in the middle of all her allies, so alternatively paralyze her ass and use someone else to kill her. Yep, now back to plan B. And she's dominated, but she was not dominated. Does the sword give protection from domination? No. But why wasn't she dominated before?
There are many ways of dealing with
I think she's a pure elf. They have something like 90% protection against charm effects, but it could be bad. I do need her to die though, so if we could kill her, that'd be great. She's probably one of the better fighters in this group. Still, I wouldn't mind if she gets something done before she dies. Maybe force him into melee combat. I'm hoping they'll continue the fighting after the domination runs out. Holy shit, she's gonna kill everyone. I need these two to take part in this fighting now.
You'll get what you deserve, right?
And she killed the slaver. Fine. Mission goddamn accomplished. We can still do something else. I'd like the wizard to die if at all possible. But I want to get the kill this time. Right, she's blind, she won't be able to do really anything. I need control of the slaver. I can bop him, paste him, yep. That should work. Surely it'll work. Why wouldn't it work? It's the perfect plan. What can you do? Right. Not sure if I want to dispel her. That's an annoying one. Called lightning.
What do you want
We'll
amongst
keep
the faithful?
shooting for a long, long time.
You will pray for death when I am done with you.
Shit.
You will pray for death when I am done with you.
Slaver wizard dead. Yay. So it didn't go exactly as planned, but we achieved the key goals. We got the magical sword and we killed the wizard. Okay, if my character attacks other people directly when she is confused or something like that, that's fine. That's perfectly fine. But at the same time, I don't think it's fine if I'm intentionally trying to get around these rules to buy that. Like, trying to get confused against trolls with fire and acid weapons, intentionally to get around the trouble of killing trolls or using them up. That's not cool. But I can't help it in a situation like that. If I'm not in control of the character, I can hardly be blamed if the character breaks the rules on its own. Doesn't look like we're doing anything anyway, though. We're just taking it for some reason. Stone Skin is saving my life here. We can't kill him, so we'll just loot and escape. So what did she have? Ooh, even domination. Not a bad haul at all.
Be honored, for you shall feed me.
Vampires. Can't
What
talk
do
to you.
For you shall feed me.
Trade.
Be honored, for you shall
Might as well. We're certainly not getting
be honored,
involved.
for you shall
We might as well loot what we can. Contingency. Spell thrust.
I shall feast on your heart. Let me have a taste. Come.
This is not a useful. No point holding on to the scroll.
I suppose I can extend you my hand, though I'll have to wash it after.
We also have a sort of a another unknown factor in these. Rather, I would say, I suppose, my ignorance. There's a leech behind this, and I'm pretty sure I can't do much about it because it's undead for one. But certain type of creatures like that will have natural immunities to spells of certain level, and I have no idea
I
where
got me
those
some nice
thresholds
looking
lie,
waitresses, don't I?
and that's a problem. So, because I have no idea when I am ready to try to take something like that on. want to go to the Watcher's Keep, we can identify
Declare
the
yourself.
sword there. But potions are a key to some of the things we need to do, so I do want the potion container.
Ah, the child of Baal has come. We had hoped that our call for aid would draw you here. Praise to the Watcher for hearing our prayers.
Hmm.
Here, we are atop the
He's
ancient
blatantly
prison
telling me I'm too low level for this
The forest
shit.
is the entrance into its first level. The first
I'm not
obstacle
disagreeing
towards
with
reaching
him.
the lower vault.
As always, the pleasure is mine.
Okay, how much is it? 220. Well, since we're here, we might as well look at what other things we can do. Immunity to cold and paralysis. Haste once per day for 2 rounds. That's less useful. But, yeah, better than what I have now.
As always, the pleasure is mine.
5,700. 6,000. We have additional scrolls we don't use. There's also one consideration we should keep in mind. Let's say we encounter a situation where we simply cannot get by with our rules, and my plan was never to stop at that. It's a failure, but I will still complete the game. What if I sort of never hold on to resources like that allow me to see things through anyway? At the same time, I do have a huge amount of spells available, so if I have the luxury of just resting somewhere, I can get the necessary spells I need to get through. So I'm not sure if that's a real consideration. What we want is key spells, shield, protection. We also need about 30,000 gold, so I'm not clean. I'm just buying anything. I don't absolutely need it. We can do that later once we bought the uh, more important equipment. But there are certain things we must have. I mean, I do mean we must have, not just that it's convenient for us to have. Improved invisibility is a great lifesaver. It prevents direct damage spells from being targeted at you. But what I'm talking about is more or less things like low resistance, protection from normal weapons, protection from magical weapons. That sort of fundamental spells that we absolutely must have. Protection from electricity would be good against druids, but they're not exactly all that plentiful out here. Right, I'll try to keep it at just a few spells. A polymorph others is great if you want to neuter their offensive capabilities. It will have a use against trolls also. At least some of them, I'm pretty sure. A fundamental self-defense spell. If we want to have any chance of our charm and domination spells to have effect on higher level creatures, we have to lower their saving throws. Otherwise, you can just forget it. Level up. Yeah, I didn't get 6 level spells. Level 12 is far away, but that seems to be a incredibly important level for us. More charm. Most of our opponents that we seem to stumble upon are human. Enchanted weapon is something that we are gonna definitely need, but not in standard situations. I think improved invisibility would be the best. Breach, you do encounter a lot of mages, but they're not that good mages. Domination is probably more useful, generally speaking. We're going to be switching spells quite often. But usually we face human or living targets, non-undead, not really spellcasters either. I think I'll deliver the acorns, just to get them out of my inventory. Okay, these are werewolves versus gnolls, or wolf bears, not sure which.
Care to dance?
We should start with something that doesn't offer any difficulties. So, actually, switching the ownership of the copper coronet might be a good way to start. We also, there's one thing we need to consider. Because we are a thief and a mage, we have the thief and mage stronghold available to us. However, we cannot do both in this. I'd have to mod the game to do it. So my understanding is how the game treats it. It does both are available to you, but once you start one of them, the other gets excluded for you. So which means we have to start the planar sphere before we do anything with the thief skill. So that sort of limits our options, because the thief skills is a very good place to start usually, mostly does thievery job, human opponents, but we can't do that. Not until we've secured the planar sphere, which is a much harder target for God to go after. I think we have the levels to do it, but we don't have the spells to do it.
Nature knows much of you. The trees speak of your presence.
Right, 40,000. Yeah, 40,000 experience points from delivering some acorns. Right, we want to start with something harmless. Actually, I'm not so sure we do. We need to, what we basically need the most is money. So that doesn't require for you to do any quests. That just killing adventuring groups would be a good way to get the equipment. They're not story related. They have the best equipment, and if we get a few kills here and there for our own guys, it's a big amount of experience potentially too. There's a downside to it. There are good killers, which is not really a problem. It's more of a we can use them too. They're vulnerable to our enchantment spells, and they're good killers. So do we want to play them out of the fight when we haven't really touched any quest at all? Later on, it's too late to rely on people who've been killed away. I think I want to do the circus tent quest, because I'm pretty sure this is either very difficult for us or extremely easy. Because most of the enemies here are either shadows or the main boss, and the rest are illusions. So what I'm hoping that we can do here is basically just throw a domination on the main bad guy, and his own creations will kill him. And that's more or less the job done for us. This should be a fairly quick adventure. 20,000 for answering a question.
Who are you? Oh, whoever you are, you must flee this place at once. He's killed everyone else who has come into this place. Almost. Oh, please run!
I am a simple woman.
Yeah, said the spider. Right. We need to let the peasants... No. One of the peasants will have the sword we need. But I can't attack the peasants to turn them into enemies. Or... I can, it's not going to kill them if I'm going to try to punch them, for example. It literally has 0 chance of doing that. I just wonder... Could we just... Which one actually has it? Because if we pick wrongly here, we can't actually complete this anymore. Doesn't work on them. So they're not strictly speaking peasants, I suppose. They are attacking me, they just don't have attack animations. And I don't have a huge amount of spells, so this actually has to work or I'll have to load. I'm not sure which one of them has to die. They're fairly evenly matched. Just have to see this through. Hopefully we get the correct one. Not sure if I could have pickpocketed the sword out of them. I don't really have too many bottles worth that I could have used to increase my pickpocketing though. And they stopped fighting. There you go. Because I don't actually have a way to have a single extra charm spell. No, they still fight. That's what I thought. The AI usually doesn't give up on that. That means that the woman will win this. It'll just take time. Yeah, because he's not reacting back. I assume. But it requires a little bit of faith from me though, yeah, to win. And now that we hopefully we picked correctly. I'm tempted to just kill the fucker and see if he has it and load. Dude, I can't even tell is anyone doing anything. Yeah, the peasant keeps attacking. Well, the female peasant keeps attacking. Just wish she would actually kill the fool at this point. Might be able to use the pleasure slave here, but that means I do have to rest here before continuing. It looks like to be a nymph, so yes. Ogre sword. Correct. Don't have to do anything. We only have a single domination spell though, so it has to work. No extra buts about that.
You have the key! Or rather, the sword. Please, please give it to me, and my hands. My skin, it's real again. Thank you, Beovar. But we must find Quail and stop Kala before he does any more harm.
I am here to serve.
Just moving past you. The shadows are the only real opponents. Can't loot that. That's not really acceptable. I can't get rid of them either. I mean the illusions. I don't have the spells to do it. And they're blocking me from accessing anything. Can I get out? No. God damn it.
Well, back them, my shadows! If they be
I
fools,
can't
my
go
other
back.
beasts shall strike them down! If not, the task shall fall.
I am here to serve.
Right. We're only gonna get a single chance at looting these containers here, so... Anything else? No. That one didn't have anything interesting. Well, web is somewhat useful. We will only get a single chance at this. And then the ones after that, naturally. But we do have scrolls. Right, so if we dominate Kayla, I think we basically won this.
Well, back them, my shadows! If they be fools, my other beasts shall strike them down! If not, the task shall fall to you, my ships. The circus now truly begins!
Didn't work. I don't think he's actually he's treated as a ogre mage, so the domination is the only one thing that can work.
You cannot hope to defeat me! You are welcome within my realm.
He has a sling. Excellent.
You cannot hope to defeat me!
Actually, they should have no problem defeating you. You have a ranged weapon in your hands against 3 melee guys. And if I attack the wolf, I'll also make it real, so Kayla will be struck down quickly. There's no escape for you. Spell won't last forever though, so you do need to die soon. Huge success.
You've killed me, destroyed Kala with your misplaced morals and
Uncle Quail, you're okay!
Right. Looks like useful loot too. Rating of human influence. Charisma 18. Charm person once per day. Well, it's a terrible charm, but at least it's a free charm. Also, Charisma 18 is actually very useful to affect prices. And we've had the worst possible charisma pretty much so far, so we can drastically affect prices with this. Like protection from arrows and piercing attacks before blunt attacks.
For the glory of Arm!
Reputation increased.
Who are you? Well met and welcome.
500 experience.
You ain't from around here.
2,500. Didn't really get money, but fleshing things out a little bit. We might as well check the effects of the charisma immediately. I think it was 28,000 exactly to the last gold piece for the rope of reckoning.
Greetings, good customer. A pearl to you.
23,800, so it's a significant difference in pricing. And we could get more through reputation increases. Still, that's starting to sound more reasonable. Right.
I don't usually speak to the likes of you, but hello.
I want key spells. Protection from evil is one of those key spells we do have to get to. Just so that demons will ignore us if they're summoned by a wizard. Mirror image would be nice. Friendly. Yeah. A lot of them are nice. That's not the point. We need the necessary key ones. Slow would be a good keep up. Confusion, yeah, confusion, chaos. That is pretty much mandatory too. Limited wish, too expensive for me to buy now. Protection from normal weapons, yes. Low resistance, yes please. Those are things that I cannot go without. It's pretty expensive to buy at this point, but I absolutely have to have them. Magic resistance is a huge thing in this game. Like, if you randomly throw some kind of stick in a forest, you'll probably hit a creature that has some magic resistance in this game. And some of them have 100%, maybe even more. So yeah, it takes a lot of spells to actually get our spells to have any chance at working on them. And I think we'll start to work. I don't know. Didn't come here just for the tent. I came here for the adventuring group that's here. This area is not really a center for a lot of fighting. I think later in the game, depending on how you play, you can face some Githyanki here. That's about it. And at that stage, you're a very good caster, so you could survive it. Don't need these adventurers here to try to make a difference there. Probably couldn't make a difference or leave the building they're in. But now their experience, their equipment, their money, very, very welcome to us. We really could use protection from normal weapon. Yeah. One too much against adventuring parties. Minor globe of invulnerability would be good, but I feel like we'll have to run about quite a bit. Greater malice. I think that's a good one. It's a good opening one because it makes them vulnerable to our more disabling spells, I suppose. I think regular charms is something we might as well start ditching. They can work occasionally, but there's the but. We have better ones, and they have a huge bonus. Or they give a huge bonus to the guy trying to resist them. So the chance of it working is
Hello.
really. Oh, right. I recall where you can buy the Nymph's Cloak. That's a problem. It's it's part of the Thieves Guild quest. Wonder if we can go there and just buy it without any relation, without talking to the Thieves Guild representative first. I don't think it's the same Nymph's Cloak that we had in Baldur's Gate 1 though. It's like a shitty version of it, like a single charge per day, something like that. But it'd still be a long duration charm. That's the key attraction there. We get it to succeed, it'll last.
He wants something.
Well, it's
I don't
supposed
know
to
what.
last, but who the hell knows?
Those in the cows don't even know. Do you? I don't remember any of you. Do you? Something else is more dangerous. Do you remember me?
She resists. It is you know what you want. It is you, after all, which has brought us to the dream. Nothing is real. Yet.
We more or less do have to pick the fight here. We're not really getting into these fights, we are definitely starting them up.
Me timber's bad enough without ye bothering me.
Although I'm not exactly going out of my way to start the fights, they're more or less eager to be part of it too. Saving throw slower by 4. This is a dangerous time for me. Can I go to a location and save? There are only a couple of good fighters there. I need to take control of at least one of them. And we failed. Horribly.
I will crush you, puny one.
Well, yeah. Like super horribly failed. We have a single chance more or less to dominate things, and if that fails, we might as well go home.
Me timber's bad enough without ye bothering me.
Right. Whatever we try to do, it has to work. We could try to stun them though. Not a bad idea.
I will crush you.
But it doesn't matter. Whatever we try, it has to work. I think he's berserk, so he will be more or less immune to what we try to do. The dwarf might be the only one that's vulnerable, really.
I need a swig of some strong dwarven ale.
I can evade the fighter, no problem.
Me timber's bad enough without me bothering me.
Target. Death Mage.
Your chattering starting
Kill the
to
thief.
wear on
The
me
kill
nerves.
thief is much more troublesome. Ooh, worth 6,000. That's fun. I don't want to haste his ass, although I sort of want to, because I do need to take care of him at some way too.
I need a
Kill the
swig
thief.
of some
That's all I'm
strong
really asking of you.
dwarven ale.
Thank you. Ooh, looks like an invisibility ring. Invisibility once per day, duration 12 hours. Yeah, I'll take that. Nice stuff, but we're just gonna sell it anyway.
Me timber's bad enough
Now
without
you
me
need to take
bothering
on the
me.
barbarian.
Your chattering's starting to wear on me nerves. I need a
Drink
swig
the
of some
potion.
strong. Me timber's bad
Now
enough
take it
without me
on.
bothering me.
Yeah, we'll get the kill, not the experience though. Still, we'll take what we can. Get a couple of kills, good items. I still want to kill the dwarf, but that's gonna be a little bit troublesome. I need to blind him first. It's too dangerous. Not sure if even that's gonna be enough. We probably should come back to it later. Because we have to use Pookie to kill him. That's a tall order. I think we should come back here later. The Pookie will always lose this particular fight, I think. Because it has to go into melee, and Pookie is not gonna win melee against a killer like that. Why the fuck did you do that? This isn't gonna do any good for me. Use your fucking spell! No, no, you can't. There we go. Now, you need to win this, but I don't think he can. If we rest, we can paralyze his ass. Might be able to tank him a little bit, but Yeah, this fundamentally Pookie is not a character who can take on that dwarf. If they'll be able to paralyze that ass, then it's possible. I doubt he will be immune to paralyzation. It's not that
Hello.
common of a thing. I know I'm wasting gold on resting by getting the more luxurious option, but I sort of feel my character earns it. Having to try to deal with this bullshit. Right. They're still there. Okay, Pookie's gone. No. Need to cast a lower resistance in a way where they don't attack me until the spell hits them. I need to take control of Pookie first, because otherwise he'll be potentially affected by the same spell. It, well, this didn't go well. Pookie is coming after us. This is good. This is very good. Go away. Excellent. Perfect. Perfect indeed. He will have a limited amount of time to do the killing, so haste, haste, haste. Don't think I can really lower his anything. I might as well try to stack shit on him. Yeah, and you still need to actually kill him, not just pretend you're killing him. Slow? Yeah, but did I tell you to slow? No, I did not. I hate the fact that I can't disable the AI, but at the same time it's actually good because it reduces my control. They're not just added party members, they are sort of a tricky little tool to use to have their own mind about things. Come on. Just you keep attacking. Barely injured. Yeah, I don't think this will work all that well. And I don't care what you do, you still need to keep attacking me. How long does this last anyway? One turn, it's about to run out. And we're maybe at the halfway point. Yeah, good luck with this. I need to be the one he attacks. I do not expect this to be my problem here. But yeah, that sort of makes sense. Can't target him. It's not actually too bad, because he should still keep attacking our guy. We can we can pretty much screw him over by manually controlling him.
I need a swig of some strong dwarven ale.
Switching weapons to non-lethal. Is he gonna switch a weapon back? He's not really doing anything. He's trying to do unarmed combat now. Excellent. We can let this keep going for a while. And probably save here. Yes. What we are trying to do is basically take control over Mr. Pookie. I mean, this has to work. Again, we don't have a huge amount of luxury here with success and failure. I'm gonna try to make him an easier target for you. Don't think we can do much, but at least he's doing what he should. Basically just beating the shit out of him. And domination does last, what, about 8 rounds, so that's about 16 strikes guaranteed. Doubtful Pookie has anything that we care about, so if it dies or doesn't die, I don't care. Yeah, he's gonna lose the domination just when he's trying to finish it. Made it in time. Congratulations. Don't care what it does. Don't do anything to me. It's minor annoyance at best at this point. So goodbye, Pookie. You did well. Ah, excellent. Not bad, not bad at all. Maybe protection from normal weapons would be warranted. It has a decent duration. There weren't that many guys there that had specialty weapons, except all of them. But a normal encounter usually has, even against some powerful monsters, usually not everyone has a magical weapon. It's not that
Hello.
common of a thing. Still. That's a couple of thousand gold pieces. What I would really like is protection from magical weapons. That way we would have protection from normal and the magical. We could also, I think I want to take control of the copper coronet before I do anything else, because they provide a discount. They're better places to sell our crap instead of these random shops. Another would be the guy who told us to get the 20,000 gold in the first place. The guy upstairs has decent prices. So one or the other. General's dumping ground for equipment to get the best prices. The copper coronet is fairly simple. You need to release the slaves. So you need to basically get a key and then just release those slaves, and that's more or less it. There might be a couple of guards you have to fight, but I don't think even that is strictly speaking mandatory. You can just evade them, and the change in ownership happens anyway. You access the back rooms.
Well, hello to you. Oh, one is always able to provide entertainment.
I would speak with you. I need help. Hexat. My name is Hexat.
What's
I
anything
need
to do with you?
Go to Dragomir's tomb.
Is anyone willing to hear my plea? Anyone? You all know me. I've helped some of you. Is this the thanks I get? I've
Arnie's
helped lots
key.
of your...
You there. Word has come to me of your actions. I see you as capable and headstrong,
Spear
with the ability
heals.
to handle what Varys throws you. Just the type of creature that I am looking for.
Right, I can think of quite a few quests that we do that are fairly trivial to complete and reward decently. There's a guy upstairs who has a little man teddy bear, or a ghost in the graveyard district, for example. Just really involves a lot of talking. Don't even have to fight the guy who murdered the child in the first place if you don't want to. So, easy tasks. Talk, get experience, move on. Do I want to open this? Not yet. It's the access point to the sewer. There's no point doing it now.
A moment, friend. You are obviously not alive. I beg of you, please free us!
Declare yourself.
Okay, this is not good. 5 guards at the same time. Can I get them to group up a little bit? That's the stuff.
Declare yourself.
They're fairly pathetic.
I'll test your metal with cold steel.
And I'm immune to their
Declare
effects
yourself.
anyway.
Do not disturb my duties. I'll test your metal with cold steel. I'll test your metal with cold steel. Do not
I
disturb
really
my
want
duties.
these guys just out of the way and don't need them to be killed necessarily. Holy crap, spell shield. Literal spell shield. Spell from which the wizard is protected. Yeah, it protects against lowering, or it quite literally protects you from an anti-spell shield spell. So if you have a shield and you put the spell shield protection, they can't directly remove your shield. They'll have to negate the spell shield first. So it's a shield that protects the protection spells you have.
I trust you have no hostile intentions.
They'll kill each other. One of them will be left alive, wounded. Not sure if I should push forward. We wasted a lot of our good spells fighting these. There's no hurry. Just rest and back. Protection from normal weapons is the one I miss, because we're going to have to fight against a lot of animals to get the key. So they won't be having many magical attacks. So the protection from normal weapons will give me the time I need to cast the other spells. I know where I can get protection from magical weapons. I think I know 2 places where I can get it. Once in trade meet,
Life. This is, but is it
the other
what
is in
you
the city, in the bridge
You
district.
are different.
There could be others. I'm not sure if it's randomized or not.
This woman, she her, and now she is. Her land, I want. You are born of murder, the very essence of that. Really, for the consequences are so very real. Your actions, you will do. You will accept the gifts offered to you.
Bridge district source would be the better one. Simply because I think it's accessible to us right now. It's some kind of a trader that pops in here and there. I don't know if it's time of week or time of day when he's available. He's not always there. Trade meet probably relies on you on solving a lot of the trade meet's problem before the shopping opportunities become available. So that's a lot of work just to get a single spell. Winter Wolf probably has a magical attack. Right, all of these cells contain animals. And the Beastmaster and Tubby. Minotaur will have a regular axe, I'm sure of it. Okay. Start the fun.
I trust all you.
Now it's a question of which targets do we go after. I think Tabitha is a good choice. A specialty creature and didn't do shit. No saving throw, no anything. That's pretty bad. Probably means I can't get it to succeed. Hello, my friend. I want you to kill Tabitha because I know I can't affect her. Maybe I should try to get the Minotaur. Seems like he's a good solid damage dealer. Save her spell. That's pretty much all I have. Well, that's mission accomplished. Didn't really achieve much, but have the key. Can't get out of here either. We might be able to get Minotaur, although I doubt it. Save versus spell, so at least there's a chance. I do have a scroll of domination too. So it's not totally lost yet. Yeah, it will not work on Minotaur. Druid ring. Let me get some animals. Right, Tabitha. Here. Badly injured, probably should get her. What is this? A panther. No, let's get Tabitha. She might have something useful. Also, all did not work at all. No saving throw, no nothing. I'm not sure what she is, but she's not a good target for us. I need you to kill something so I can just walk out of here. Right. This wasn't too bad. There should be a couple of guards maybe to take out, but this is pretty much a wrap on our little rescue attempt.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers.
2,500.
You ain't from around here. I knows it.
Oh shit.
You have the key. We are free. Praise. Thank you again, my friend. Ah! Run for your lives! They'll kill us for certain!
Right, now just hold my ass to Leidenen. That's pretty much it.
I'll test your metal with cold steel.
Might be a little bit more complicated.
What? Hendak? You ignorant Bob.
Enough.
We shall see.
Much of a fight. Right, there's still a couple of guards we have to take. Ooh, Nishuru. Forgot about this spell. Summon spells we can use. The Akihashar and Nishuru, they're literally incapable of hurting a target. What they do is drain their stored memorized spells. So they can be used without worry as decoys and against anti-mage units. Yeah, I have no trouble using those. Yeah, I don't think there's any way you could use them in a way to harm a target. Naturally, they can bombard them with area of effect spells and kill themselves, but that's totally on the spellcaster who's stupid enough to do that.
There. I owe you my thanks once again.
Yeah, we'll help with the other slavers too. 133,000 for next level up. That's an important level up. We want to push toward that as soon as possible. We're also getting reputation. How much money? Not much money. I get. Do I have to fight against the rest of the guards here? Yeah. Sort of shit.
Declare yourself.
I do declare.
Do not disturb my duties.
But if you could kill him, that would be great. Trying to blind the guy so I don't have to eat up so many arrows. Okay, it was easier than I thought. We more or less have to just play them out of fights. Move them out of the way so I don't have to deal with them constantly. Right, now go to the corner of shame like the other guy. And that's pretty much a wrap.
I got some cheap beer for you.
Thanks a bunch. $4,600. 1,394 would be enough to get the spells we require. Not sure we strictly speaking need them immediately, so what I think I'll do is I'll try to remove the slaver problem from this city. On the funds gained through that, we'll upgrade our spell selection. The experience and the funds or new spells in combination should allow us to do quite a lot of neat things. I'm holding off on buying spells, even though I see a couple of useful ones here. Because priorities, basically. We should also try to get access to reflection spells quite soon. As in, you attack me with a spell, the spell gets bounced back to you. That might be a good way to finish off some mages, because they usually have a huge amount of self-defense spells like we do. So whoever wins that disarming or removal of spell defenses fight could just reflect the attacking spells back to the enemy, and the AI is stupid enough that it will not stop casting when that happens. So if we get good enough in that, we should be set. Also, I need to check one thing: what the spell immunity is. I don't know if there's a good database for that, but Rakshasa are highly resistant. I'm pretty sure Leeches are resistant. It more or less matters if you um, try to remove certain spell defenses. Like Stone Skin is fairly common, protection from magical weapons is common, and usually you would really use a breach to remove that. But if you have a target that is powerful enough, it might not be vulnerable to that level of spell at all. So you need a high level spell that removes those effects. And I want to know if someone has an actual clear information somewhere that says to me who's immune to what. It basically, my reason for trying to find out that information isn't just curiosity or preparation is that some of these missions that they send us to, like the planar sphere, you basically get sent out to a location where you cannot escape until you complete it. So what I want to avoid is heading on to missions like that. We're supposed to get it early so we can get our stronghold started for the mage. But I also need to be sure that I can actually finish it when I go there, so I don't end up being trapped there with nowhere to really get back. So I need to know certain things. My hope pretty much against that is that we can still enchant someone there. We can enchant their weapons so we can harm whatever we need to kill. Usually it's just one target. The planar sphere, we need a heart of a demon, so we need some way to kill a demon. And if it's anything like the situation in Baldur's Gate 1, I'm not too worried about it. +3 weapon would easily damage it. But the problem is, I do actually need to disable the demon somehow, otherwise I'm not going to be able to take control of any creature that is going to be able to take a demon one-on-one, even with my boss. I need to play either tank the demon for a huge amount of time, or I need to be able to do something like paralyze their ass played out. Otherwise, we just don't have any chance. So I'd like to know what we can do or expect to get away with and what